After a major disaster like the Northridge earthquake, the community knows it must be its own first responder. That's why we have a very simple message today. Self-reliance during a disaster is critical. I'm very passionate about earthquake preparedness. As we talked about it during this press conference, when the Northridge earthquake struck 18 years ago, I was on the front lines. I was working for Congressman Berman at the time. I was his point person for the earthquake bill, and I saw firsthand what was needed both legislatively from our government to help and get the money that we needed, the resources, but also what was needed on the ground.
Medicines were needed, food supplies were needed, blankets, cots. All of this was mobilized in a very short time, and we played a major role in trying to help people in individual cases, going to a pharmacy to buy some medicine, getting them bottled water, figuring out ways we could help them, but perhaps more importantly also creating the reaction in Congress where we would move quickly to appropriate what turned out to be $14 billion of assistance.
Like all of us who lived through that quake, it changed me in many ways and made me much more vigilant about earthquake preparedness. But 18 years is a lifetime, and there's many young members of this community didn't live through that, and they need to know about it in order to be prepared for the emergencies to come in their lives.
The first step is to learn about what you need to be prepared for. And a great way to learn about that is through CERT training in the Los Angeles Fire Department. And that'll give you the basics and the wherewithal and some training on what to do during a disaster.
It's not only being prepared at home and having all of the goods and supplies that you need, but here we are in Encino, and I live miles from here. It's having things like this in your car and being prepared for wherever you're at, because preparedness is truly a state of mind as well as having the products you need.
18 years ago, our dedicated first responders were stretched beyond the limit. They couldn't get to all the people in need right away. Major roads, freeways, hospitals, schools, they were closed. Breaks in utility lines made water and power widely unavailable. Ruptured gas lines sparked fires that burned homes and businesses to the ground. On top of that, thousands of wounded people were in search of medical aid, and many didn't know where to go or who to turn to. After that quake, residents flocked to parks just like this one to safely wait out the aftershocks and to help each other out. That makes this site a fitting place to remember those trying times and also to unveil the Encino Chamber of Commerce's initiative to help this community through future disasters.
We have been working with the state and local agencies. We have been working with organizations of our community in order to prepare our business and residents to cope with disaster through education, tools, strategies, contingency plans, etc.
The plan has two components to provide assistance for our community. One, information, and second, medical care. The Information Center will be a place where the local authorities can come to exchange information as well as to distribute information about what's occurring in the community and the outlying neighborhood. The second aspect of our plan is a partnership with West Valley Medical Center, a medical building that is located on Balboa Boulevard and the 101 freeway, less than a mile from this site. West Valley Medical Center will be the backup medical facility for Providence Tarzana Medical Center in the case of a major emergency.
It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And we all need to be prepared. And having a disaster preparedness kit is the least that you can do to make sure that you and your family have some measure of preparedness. Because as I said, we all know it's coming, and we owe it to ourselves, our families, and our community to do what we can to be prepared.